Did you watch Smackdown?
I certainly indeedly did. Indeedly doodly I did.
Would you like to share your thoughts with the audience?
Not really. Oh, my God. They were in Knoxville, my old hometown, on September 17th, my old birthday. I'm getting a new one now after these shows aired on that night. It started promising. The show comes on the air, and we see here comes Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman and the Usos. And Paul is, again, suitably grovelly, and they recapped last week's events, which are pretty good, as we mentioned on the program. And Reigns gets in and tells the people, or tells Heyman, rather. He called it the wise man. Wise man. Paulie ought to be fucking dressed up like one of those villagers that they'd find on Gilligan's Island when, some tribe would come of headhunters or something would come to the fucking island. Wise man. Explain to the crowd how to properly acknowledge me. And again, Paul Heyman verbally filleted Roman Reigns like a master of verbal fellatio. It's incredible. And he gives him the build-up, the man who fears no man, no beast, no demon. Blah, blah, blah. He tells the people that Brock Lesnar is afraid of Roman Reigns. And it's all going well. This is great. And then Big E's music hits. And I was hoping for Lesnar, maybe for Demon, but instead we get Big E. But instead of coming out in a manner that would fit the tone of the thing, here you've got one of the world champions, the serious one, the one that people actually kind of believe in, out there being serious. It's a couple of the best promos in the business at this point. Reigns didn't really get a chance to talk too much at that point. And here comes the other guy, the other champion who just won it. And instead of coming out, the game face on, holding his belt, going to confront the other guy, we can have a face-to-face stare-off, Big E comes out, running, skipping practically, in a mad panic, running around the ring, climbing on the desk, screaming, I did it, slapping hands with everybody. Yes, he's a babyface. He's supposed to shake hands and kiss babies. But in that moment, when you're going to come face-to-face with the guy who's supposedly your only equal in the company, the other world champion, and he just runs around and he's, I did it, and he gets in the ring and he's hopping up and he's making the faces and the fans are chanting, you deserve it. But when they have the face-off, he says absolutely nothing to Roman Reigns. And then here's Finn Balor's music. And here comes Finn Balor. He's making his entrance. And they go to the break. Now they're going to the break in the middle of fucking promos. We're 15 minutes into the show already by the time that this has happened. And now they're in the commercial break when they come back. And I was sitting there. Wait, okay. So it's going to be Balor and Big E and Roman Reigns, and there's going to be some interaction, possibly some violence. Is Brock Lesnar going to come out? What's going to happen? We come back from the break. Roman Reigns is gone. Paul Heyman's gone. And now during the 3 minutes that we were away from this program, they've made a tag team match with Big E and Finn Balor against the Usos. And that's starting. And I'm like, what? This is a network television show. They couldn't go to the lengths to come back and have some type of on-camera making of this match. Rather, it's a network TV show. They didn't have anything planned for the next 15 minutes. They just, since the guys are out there, just let them wrestle. There was not even any comment like we're interrupting our goddamn format for this. Just, oh, well, here's a match. It's in the ring. I wrote, oh, piss off. Did I summarize that first segment and the letdown of the start of the second segment that you felt in your mind adequately, Brian Last?
Oh, no, I felt the letdown started at the end of the first segment. I agree with everything you said. Heyman and Roman Reigns and the Usos looks like a main event combo. Heyman is maybe the single best on-air performer in the entire wrestling business. Roman Reigns is great. It's all good. And then Big E comes out. I'm not a fan of Big E because of all the clownish stuff. Physically, as an athlete, I've always liked him. I liked him before he was in the New Day, but then when it got silly, I realized I wasn't 8. So I couldn't really enjoy this stuff. And like you said, he comes out, he's having a great time. I can kind of get by with that for a second because Roman and Heyman, they're still serious. And then Balor comes out. I'm like, okay, is this going to turn into Raw? And then Brock comes out and then this person comes out. No. Commercial break and then boom, a match. I was surprised because I know they're cutting the shows a little weird. Even though it was live, sometimes now promo packages just appear out of nowhere. I didn't know if I missed something in my DVR, so I went back. No, they just started the match just like that.
Where did Roman go?
And then they beat the tag team champions. And then they beat the tag team champions.
Well, of course they did, because they're two singles guys. And Vince is always going to beat the tag team champions with two singles guys, because that's the kind of exact opposite of the rule of thumb of traditional wrestling is the tag team champions can beat two top singles guys because they're not tag team experts in a tag team match. But what do we all know? And they not only beat him, but they beat him flat as shit. Balor double foot stomped one Uso off the top rope, and Big E power slammed the other one, and they simultaneous 1, 2, 3. So, I mean, and that fits in with, their Roman Reigns' flunkies is their main, use and purpose in life here. But why let two guys whose job is to be flunkies for the big dog be the tag team champions? Because that just devalues the belts. Well, I don't know they can be devalued at this point. Anyway, we found out where Roman Reigns was. He and Paul are back in the locker room, and they've been watching that shit. Not happy about it, I'm sure. But Roman Reigns then asked Paul, is there anything I need to know? No, my tribal chief. Are you sure there's... And basically, Paulie has to swear that he didn't know that Brock Lesnar was coming to SummerSlam. And he does the thing again where he cuts the promo trying to explain to Roman Reigns that this is the reason why he knows that Brock Lesnar's scared, because he has to put out this fake narrative of blah, blah, blah. So he starts out scared to death and hamana, but he eventually gets more confidence as he believes he is sold Roman Reigns through his line of bullshit that really it's Brock Lesnar fears him. And he's putting Roman... brilliant. Great shit. And they follow that with Booger and his guitar playing Shaky Nakamura to the ring. So, again, this program, there's only 2 or 3 people you can count on, and then it goes to shit again. And that Booger played the music for Shaky, even though Booger's wrestling and Shaky's in the corner. And poor Bobby Roode had to wrestle Booger, and poor Dolph Ziggler had to sit there at ringside and watch it. And Bobby Roode had to put this idiot over. And then after the match, here comes Apollo Crews and General Sneeze or whatever the fuck. And they beat up Booger and Shaky and did a promo that nobody would care about. This was all rotten. Did I miss any rottenness?
No, you pointed out the biggest thing that nobody would care about.
And then they had a package. Kevin Steen and Happy Corbin or Broke Corbin or Lucky Corbin. What Corbin is he this week?
I think he's happy.
So Happy Corbin, and where Logan Paul and Happy Corbin, fucked Steen over, and then, I'm sorry, Kevin Owens. And then Owens did the interview where he had to force himself to talk about this nonsense, and this was obviously written for him, and he obviously hated doing it. Did you get the vibe off of, or you don't know him personally, but did you get the vibe that he can't wait to get out of there, and he was doing this in just a manner that they'd be happy with, so they'd leave him alone?
I think he's gone and everyone knows it.
But, I mean, it was obvious in this interview.
This was different than a lot of his other interviews I've seen, and I didn't particularly like this one, but I think everyone...
That's because he was doing it just to get it over with, because it was almost like you could see on his head a neon sign that said, yeah, this is shit material, and I'm giving it the delivery it deserves because I'm going to be out of here real soon. Anyway, so then... Owens comes to the ring. Pearl Harbor Corbin attacks him on the ramp. They have a big fight on the floor, and Corbin chokeslams Owens on the apron of the ring and leaves. So, was Owens coming out for a match? Where was his opponent? Did they ever follow up on what happened to him after this again?
I have no idea.
They wanted to have him do a bad interview and then come out and get fucking chokeslammed too.
I don't know.
All righty. But then we're back to Paul Heyman, so it's good again. And of course, we're in the back, and Kayla Braxton, girl interviewer, Cub reporter, comes up, and Paul's hilarious again because now he's cut the promo. Why don't you stop bothering me? Blah, blah, blah. And he cuts another great promo, and then he turns and runs into Big E. Jesus. And Paul congratulates him, but Big E recites some scripted lines. And then the Usos attack him, and they're in the back, and they beat the shit out of him forever. Forever. Without attracting any attention. Kayla had disappeared. The cameraman didn't even say, hey, y'all stop that now. They're screaming and they're, hitting the guy and they're bashing him around and nobody's running in or hears or anything. Oh, and it's on live television. And there's a bunch of people in the building, I would assume, watching the television program in the way of the WWE, the crew, the talent, the production staff, whatever. Nobody said, hey, there's a fight going on. Help me.
I can't help you. This is the thing with wrestling. There's nonstop attacks backstage. Guys come out of nowhere. It's always happening. I hate everything backstage at wrestling. I'm not saying there isn't a place for it, but why can't it be logical?
There used to be once or twice a year. When it could actually happen.
And people acknowledged the camera was there. People didn't have deep personal discussions in front of this invisible cameraman. So stupid.
Or apparently only wrestlers and possibly now flight attendants commit crimes in front of cameras. Seth Rollins was in the ring. And it was all a plot. He wasn't really remorseful or losing his mind or whatever, or questioning his motives. He did the deal where he started out saying, well, what happened to Edge was unfortunate, and he was trying to act remorseful, and they played the VTR, and basically, it was like a crunch, like when you step on a cockroach. Basically, this went a long time, and there was mumbly mouth, and there was blah, blah. And then he, after he's turned heel on the people, what did you think was going to happen? I started fast forwarding, and he was still talking, and it went a long time. What were your thoughts?
I hated it, and it went a long time. I'm not a big fan of Seth Rollins' I don't know what it is. Like, the behavior of Omega and the fashion sense of a colorblind Cody Rhodes. I don't get what he is or what he's supposed to be or why anyone should care. And why are they giving him so much time? So much time. His promos, I don't know, maybe you like the way he acts, but I don't think they're his strong suit. I really don't. More in-ring time may help. Less of this.
I don't know, but again, this is what we said a little while ago about AEW. It's Friday night, 10 o'clock, yes, but it's still national television. This is network television. Jesus Christ. Drop the brand split if you don't have any more talent than this. And put everybody on the shows. Or do something. Make your matches more important so people don't tune them out. Make your talent more important so people don't tune them out like we do. And speaking of the next match, Zelina and Carmella against Toni Storm and Liv Morgan. Whatever happened in this match, Zelina and Carmella were complaining about it to Pierce and DeVille. Pierce and DeVille sounds like a songwriting team from the Brill Building. Finn Balor was in the back, doing a moody promo explaining where the demon comes from. It comes from inside him. It comes from a manifestation of everyone who ever disrespected him or made him feel bad. Are they writing this show for a lot of maladjusted teenage kids that are really mad because people have disrespected them and they can't get even any other way than to watch the guy paint himself up and do the double stomp?
Well, if they are, I have some bad news for them. That audience isn't watching either.
They're not, are they?
No.
No. Anyway, this interview closed by, I don't know whether they got the idea from Lon Chaney Jr. in The Wolfman or from that 80s music video where everybody's face morphed into somebody else's face. But Finn morphed into the demon here at the end of this. Right in front of our eyes. Even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a demon when the wolfbane blooms and the makeup artist gets it right. Did you like the morphing?
No. I just saw this guy out there. I just saw him out there in front of the whole arena. So after that, he went in the back and found a dark area of the building, made sure to get some mood lighting, and then he turned into Teen Wolf in front of our very eyes. Not even Teen Wolf. Like a fucking, I don't know, he's like Rastafari. What is this demon character? He's just like Eddie Grant. I don't know what he is.
Wait a minute. From Electric Avenue, it's the Demon.
That's right. Name his band before he went solo and did Electric Avenue.
Oh, shit.
A great underrated band from England, The Equals. Everyone should check out.
Well, I wouldn't have said that because I thought it was somebody else. Or some other band.
Well, all things being equal, this promo didn't do it for me.
Well, it was a little pitchy for me too, dog. The next match, Dominic Mysterio versus Sami Zayn. What happened? Because I got distracted and forgot about this show.
To be very fair, this was around the point I gave up on the show.
Okay.
I do want to say one thing, because this show sucks.
Yeah.
It's really, really bad to the point where I don't want us to review it anymore. We could review the highlights, but it sucks so bad.
That's why I'm trying to move quickly.
We need to move more quick, I think, in the future with this. But the problem is this show's bad. And in the middle of this, Howard the Duck. You know, you remember that really awful movie in the mid-'80s, the first Marvel film, Howard the Duck? In the middle of this Howard the Duck, you have Marlon Brando. I want to see Heyman. I have to watch all this garbage to see the best actor of his generation. I gave up.
Marlon Brando had indeed starred in Howard the Duck.
It would be Paul Heyman on Smackdown in 2021.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you what you missed at the end. This is Knoxville, Tennessee. Not only is Bianca Belair from Knoxville, but also Another WWE Hall of Famer is from Knoxville, at least his adopted hometown. They had Kane, Glenn Jacobs, make an entrance and come out and host Bianca Belair's homecoming party. And obviously, he came out dressed as Glenn Jacobs. They announced him as Kane. He comes out in a suit as Glenn Jacobs. The point is, he was the biggest star on the show. He got the biggest pop, and the biggest star on the show is a 50-something-year-old mayor. This is where the WWE's star-making power is gone. Anyway, the ring was done up in towers of orange balloons and an orange mat because obviously they're at that's the University of Tennessee Arena. I don't know if that's still Thompson Bowling Arena or if they've got a new one these days, but so it's a University of Tennessee, and they're going crazy for Bianca Belair, as they should. Hometown girl. She's happy. He gave her the big key to the city. And then she tried to start leading people to sing Rocky Top. And she did legitimately go to the University of Tennessee. This is a homecoming for her. She started singing Rocky Top. Not only she didn't start with the beginning of it, she started in the chorus and she was doing it too slow. It was like it was sort of goddamn, like one of those samples, like you'd take a song and put it over the rap track and slow it down or whatever. Wish that I was that kind of pace. Instead of Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top.
Oh, God damn it.
Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Awful.
Wish that I was on old Rocky Top down in the Tennessee hills. Corn don't grow at all on Rocky Top. Ain't no telephone bills, all that stuff, right? A little pep to it.
Oh, yeah.
But no, it was a little slow. But then, what a heel. Becky Lynch comes out and interrupts Rocky Top. That'll get you cut down in those parts. And I saw somebody asking again, why the fuck? She was the most popular person, male or female, that they had on the roster until she went off to spawn the child of Seth Stalin, right?
She was incredibly popular. I would say if she wasn't the most popular, certainly the most popular female performer, maybe the most popular, because that's at a period of time where, remember, they were trying to get Drew McIntyre ready.
Yeah.
Cena was about to lose to Bray Wyatt and go disappear for a while. She was, the top star.
Well, but anyways, people are still, why did they turn her heel? Why did they turn her heel? She does it well. I'm not saying it was a wise thing to do if people liked her that much, but she's got a heel delivery to her and an obnoxious, she can take an obnoxious tone. And she's actually got bass in her voice. Even though she's a woman, she sounds like she means what she's saying. And I think the accent helps make her be flippant. That's the Bianca Belair does a lot of the Bianca Belair. The Bianca. I sound like the Iron Sheik now. The Bianca Belair, I humble you. No, Bianca Belair does a lot of the oh girl, or whatever, like she's on Jerry Springer. Or it's like the reality show women try to trash talk each other. Becky comes out there like a normal fucking person and just downgrades her verbally. And it sounds like she means more of it. But anyway, they go to do the handshake. Bianca Belair won't let go as Becky tries to turn and leave. So Becky turns around and swings. Bianca ducks. Bianca picks up Becky. Becky comes out of it, back behind her, turns around and rock bottoms Bianca Belair and walks out. So her homecoming celebration, she's got planted on her fucking head in her hometown. And again, they were just doing this back and forth, and then they have the violence, and nobody's running in. Nobody's upset. Becky's backing up the aisleway as Bianca sells and looks upset. Sports entertainment angle. And that was the close of a network television program on Fox. Are you sorry you missed this?
No, I'm not. And I like Becky Lynch overall. But I mean what I said earlier. I don't want to review the show other than the Heyman and Roman Reigns segment. Whoever they're feuding with, whatever they're doing, everything on this show just feels like a drag.
Are you insinuating that Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch were men dressed up as women?
That's not what I was saying, and you know what I was saying.
All right.
The show just drags, and it's just hard to get through, and it's not good, and everything about it sucks, and I just wish there was a hero that can get me away from this awful programming and say, no longer do we have to review this. If only there was a hero out there somewhere. I don't know who, maybe a Southern Clark Kent type wears glasses. No one would expect him to be the hero. He's never done any hero stuff in his life, but maybe he's the hero. Can he save this transition?
Can he save this transition? No. No, he can't. Nobody's that good, but folks, I'll tell you, Brian today's not getting a lot of respect with his transitions, is he? But folks, I want to take a second to breathe because I'm all right now, but last night I was in rough shape. I had a $200 lineup going up against Stat Hero. For those who aren't familiar, Stat Hero, ooh, what pieces of work they are. They're a platform where you can play the house one-on-one. And I'll tell you, all I needed was 75 yards, and Henry had me biting my nails till the fourth quarter.
Henry?
That no good sack of shit, Henry. I tell you. Oh, I tell you. Henry, my wife even cut him off, I tell you. But my boy came through in the end. I made a quick $200. Forget the sports bets. Betting on myself is the way to go because I actually win now with Stat Hero. I tell you, they give me plenty of respect.
Not like Henry.
Not like good old Henry. Anyway, folks.
Fuck Henry.
Fuck Henry. Because Stat Hero is the way to go. It's the first ever. I know you'll be surprised to hear this. I was shocked and amazed. The first ever daily fantasy sports book that puts the player in control and winning within reach. Stat Hero shows you their lineups and dares you to beat them. Double dogged, and I know the cult of Cornette loves to take a dare. You website crashing son of a bitches. Anyway, they're going to show you their lineups. They're going to flash you their lineups. They're going to dare you to beat their lineup after they flash you with it. It's you versus the house in a head-to-head fantasy matchup. I love head-to-head fantasies. You name your stakes. The winner takes all. You have the advantage. Stat Hero is showing you their lineups ahead of time. Well, that's almost cheating. Nobody else does that. I don't even know what it means, and I'm outraged over it. You're in total control, folks. Stat Hero is DFS the way it was meant to be. That's the Department of Fornicating Security.
That's
DFS.
not what that is.
It's a federal agency. What? No, DFS. That's Daily Fantasy Sports. That's what a sports book. That's what it is. Not what I said. Anyway, folks, if you do this type of thing, you'll know what I'm talking about. And the sooner that you go to stathero.com/JCE, the better off we'll all be. You can sign up for free. And right now, you can get a 100% bonus match on your first deposit using the promo code JCE. They're matching your first deposit. Hey, what do you got to lose? Oh, I tell you, the other day the house caught on fire. My wife said to the kids, shh, you'll wake up daddy. Go to stathero.com/JCE and enter promo code JCE for 100% first deposit match. Stat Hero. There's your hero there, fella.
That's right. I needed someone. I was just hanging here in the wind.
You're holding on to a hero.
Holding on for a hero. Bonnie
or
Tyler.
Holding out for a hero.
That's right.
Did they hold on for heroes or hold out for heroes?
I don't know. In the song, she says, I need a hero. But that's not the name of the song.
Well, damn her then. Misleading song titles.
Remember Who's Harry Crumb with John Candy?
Yes, I do.
They played that when he was on the stairway at the airport, chasing after the airplane. Great movie. I was a big John Candy fan.
That was also, didn't Pedicino use that for his Superstar show?
Oh, I don't know.
Ding, 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 ding. We need a hero. Yeah, Superstars of Wrestling in Atlanta.
Well, he kind of had a cosplay John Candy thing going anyway.
Oh, come on now. He wasn't that large.
Were you a John Candy fan?
I liked the Candyman. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I was enamored of.
What about Stripes?
The travel. Well, I wasn't in the Army, but I've spent a lot of time in airports and traveling.
Okay, so you're not a big Stripes fan.
Wasn't in World War II either.
What about Splash?
Splash, I fucked 3 mermaids, so I was okay with that.
Splash is actually an amazing movie because I saw that all the time as a kid. Such a lovely story. You know, Tom Hanks falls in love with a mermaid who's being chased by Eugene Levy all over the country.
Oh, you saw the movie a lot when you were a kid.
I saw the movie. Now seeing it as an adult.
I thought you said you saw them a lot when you were a kid. I was like, mermaids? Well, you did come from Long Beach, so I guess if you would have seen mermaids.
You never know what came out of Point Lookout. No.
Did you ever see mermaids when you were a kid? And if so, did you ever have your parents' blood tested in case they passed anything on to you?
I've never seen mermaids, but what I was going to say is in the movie Splash, which I watched like so many other kids of the 80s did numerous times, I don't think I ever fully appreciated it until now. Do you remember what John Candy's character, who's one of the big characters in the whole movie, is in this kids' movie? Splash? Well, it's not a kids' movie, but kids watched it.
I don't remember now.
He's Tom Hanks' brother. They work together, and he's obsessed with pornography. The whole movie is talking about women and porn, and finally, they get past the Swedish security guard because the only thing he knows in Swedish from a Swedish porn movie is, like, hey, get out of the way, I have a giant penis. And the guy just smiles and lets them go by. I watched this so many times as a kid, I never realized how filthy it was, but it's a great movie.
Filthy movie. You're suggesting that people not only watch this movie, but let their children watch this filthy movie about this degenerate and prevert who knows how to talk about his massive penis in Swedish.
No, I wouldn't, because I think you have to be very careful as a parent with any of these movies from the 80s that we watched all the time as kids. Just One of the Guys, Revenge of the Nerds. Every single movie is problematic and needs an explanation and a description.
Do you mean to say that if the kids today watch the movies that we watched in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, that they might turn out like we did? Well, there you go.
Maybe, that is a way to look at it. I saw Porky's when I was rather young, and I turned out okay.
Well, yeah.
But I think you're afraid that someone sees that and thinks that behavior is acceptable now and tries to do that.
I was watching Porky's when I was 2-3 years old. For heaven's sake. Porky's and Donald's and Bugses, the Porky Pig cartoons, the Bugs Bunny cartoons, the Donald Duck cartoons. I watched all those things. And I came out just fine.